Well, hello and welcome to the last of these matches. It is 3-2 in my favor, and I'm first player for this last one. So I'm quite happy about how it's been going. Um, but yeah, the question here is for this kingdom is going to be, how are we going to navigate this insanity? We have oh, this is crazy. We have biding time, but also cathedral. Cathedral, by the way, third time it pops up um, in this match. Cathedral. I cannot type anymore. I'm still my heart rate is still up from the last win. But yeah, what are we going to do here? This is going to turn insane really fast, and then it's just going to be what, how, like, there is biding time crossroads here, and this is an insane combo. And the question is mainly, how are we going to go for it, and how are we going to approach this in general? Do we skip Cathedral, or do we? I think we do skip Cathedral because having to trash a card until the rest of the game. Do we trash, or do we go for it or not? That's so crucial. I mean, later on with Astrolabes, you should be able to buy coppers easily and just trash them, getting them into the hand with biding time. And Cathedral might just, like, the speed of thinning down with Cathedral might justify going for that. But if you go for it, then you will probably. Hmm, I say we skip Cathedral. We just go for a Sentinel copper thinning early on, and then go for Sentinel silver, I think, for the opening, and aim to go for tea houses early on. I think we do skip Cathedral. It is not obvious to me, and it also kind of depends on when we find the Sentinel. But yeah, and actually this wants to be a search, I think, instead of a silver, although it could collide with the Sentinel, which would be really nasty. Um, No, it's just Sentinel silver, I think. Let's hope we have to shuffle gods with us. And yeah, this looks like insanity. Crossroads, biding time is nothing to joke about. Draw-wise, you get 2 crossroads in the deck, you get some. Oh, no, that's not great. Astrolabe would have been better for us as well. And we don't even hit 5 here. We could have contemplated putting in a crossroads, and we maybe should have. But the way it is, do we trash one of the estates? I think yes. And then next turn we are not even guaranteed to hit 5 this way. Come on. I think we just trash 2 coppers, be like, okay, we are going to hit 5 one day, because it's copper, Astrolabe, and estate down there. So next turn we can just put the Astrolabe into play, buy a Crossroads, and be on with the turn. And buy a monkey ourselves. And this way also the estates don't disconnect from the Crossroads completely, and we do miss them here, the Crossroads here. They get a Highwayman into play. I think, yeah, we just calmly add our second Crossroads and are on with our turn. Please draw us some cards. Yeah, Crossroads, search, allowing us to draw, and, well, bottom deck the other estate. There's not that much we can do about it. We could think about trashing it. I think we just end our actions by Tea House Monkey. And they get their Highwayman in play again. And we don't get a monkey in play, which is not great. Confirm trashing, done ordering. They also didn't get a monkey in play, so we may as well go for another monkey ourselves. I would have preferred to it biting Tea House, of course, but oh well, oh well. Or we could put in a second Astrolabe. Also, a monkey search and also search has the sword in the loots pile again. Oh man. I think it's a monkey, right? Just getting some of those going seems really good. Hopefully we'll find the other monkey here, so we get to put two into play. They seem to have their deck under control. There is no real way to set up anything to discard stuff for your Sentinel to find, although their Sentinel now bottom decked. But they will probably just draw their deck anyways next turn. And yeah, what do we buy here? We don't have anything incoming. We might not even hit anything, any proper thing. And I don't think Cursed Villages is it here on this board. You are going, I mean, it's a village, okay. But yeah, if you're just, and with biding time coming in, you're just really going to never really draw with it. I guess it's fine. Like, but I think at the state of their deck currently, they didn't need it, is what I'm saying. And yeah, we should go for another tea house. They probably also go for tea house search here. Yeah. And they're aiming for that search pile to empty, probably to get a big thingy, a big monkey going off. Like if they empty the searches on their turn, no, if I empty a pile on my turn, then that might pop off. But yeah, let's go for this second Astrolabe, some extra plus buy now, and yeah, see what this monkey will draw us. We have in play. Maybe we should have, instead of the tea house, gone for another Highwayman, but it's just too juicy to think about what might happen if, oh, don't trash the estate, biding time is there for you. Yeah, but Highwayman really might have been better than the tea house that I started out with. I should have been a bit more patient there, I think. Might cost me the game actually, because they're now way better. Um, way better trash, but this actually means that we will probably get to see all of our cards and thus be able to, yeah, even set aside this Crossroads. What are the last cards there? Actually, we can look with the Sentinel. I think we don't trash, we just put the Astrolabe on top, play those two monkeys, and say, okay, we got all the draw in the world now. They do not have a monkey in play, which means that we get to pick up just a tiny bit more draw, a tiny bit more payload with this estate. I do not want to lower the searches to 0. Yeah, and then we set aside 3 estates and a Crossroads. And yeah, the monkeys are also hopefully going to do their thing. The goal is to probably just set aside lots of green every turn to really build that insane engine. And actually, Bandit might be a counter to whatever they're doing with this with their searchers, and might also be like a really nice way to add payload. Yeah, we get to draw up here, put another monkey in play, tea house, search, and our actions. How much do we want to spend here? Probably this wants to be another Astrolabe, another Bandit, and another Astrolabe. Is that a bit too greedy? No, yeah, I think that's good. That needs Astrolabe, Bandit, and just Astrolabe. Yeah, I really want that plus buy. And I do draw their deck as well. Okay. I think it's now all about these deck drawing capabilities. They only have 3 buys at the moment, which is very comforting. They will probably go for another Astrolabe themselves to be able to empty the searches. And yeah, piles are really low and things are becoming a bit awkward. I like the bandit. It might later on trash one of their loots. Okay, province also pretty correct, I think. And yeah, just go for these tea houses. Oops, may I actually undo this? I didn't draw any cards there, but then that way we can play the bandit and draw into this. Play one of the monkeys. Don't think we need to play the other one. Oops, oh, come on. Of course, I wanted to undo, sorry. Undo this, and now, yeah, get these Astrolabes in play. We want to buy a province here for sure. We want to mirror that, what they're doing. And apart from this, probably just want to lower stuff. How many, like if we buy province, yeah, they will draw their deck anyways. If we buy province and 3 Astrolabes, no, that's, yeah, we will put ourselves into, I think, quite a nice position. They have 4 Astrolabes, so 4 buys. Maybe I should have played this monkey actually, but yeah, for sure I should have played this monkey. But yeah, do we buy a copper? I don't think so. We don't quite yet have the draw. But this is a really interesting kingdom with the biding time stuff. And yeah, let's see. Of course, they also draw their deck. The thing is that can they empty Astrolabe? Can I just say, okay, I'm just gonna buy an Astrolabe now? Or is that too risky for them? Because we do have lots and lots of Astrolabes now. And if they reveal a plus buy loot, then we might just pile on estates and searches. or even tea house and searches. I'm not sure. Yeah, I think we've built. At the current moment, we have some better payload. Also, fun thing because we have the monkey in play. Yeah, and if they now lower, we'll draw a ton of cards. And luckily, they won't be able um, to draw into this. And yeah, very interesting. Let's first get the plus card, I guess it doesn't matter. But this also draws them one card and triggers an awful shuffle for them. Oh me, oh my. I mean, they have Monkey and Highwayman in play, but in principle, yeah, let's play this Crossroads, play this Bandit, trash that, and also discard the Crossroads they had top decked. Play these tea houses, play that monkey. This is already a win. How to play? That's 24 and 8 buys. 9 buys with the sword. And that should be enough for estates and searches. Or tea houses and searches. And that ends like a really fun match. Wow, what a kingdom here. Sorry, I had to play this, I think, to empty stuff. So yeah, what do we want to pile now? I think it's just the 7 estates, right? 5, 6, 7. Is there anything else one could do? No. Yeah, Crossroads biding time. Just insane. And yeah, kingdoms. And yeah, that wraps up the last one. I'm proud to say that won this match somehow. All of the games seemed really, really close, and in one of them I just got to snatch away the win. Actually, I think I'll do my recap right now within this recording, so I'll pause the video for a sec. And I've set up the thingy for the recap. And yeah, I hope you enjoyed these 6 games as much as I did. Those were a lot of fun, a lot of crazy clutch matches, I would say. And yeah, you can see the overview over here. First one, saltroza won, then I came back on my first player game, and we both won our second player games, and then I managed to sneak out a win in the penultimate one and also in the last one. I will now again go through all of them one by one, and I hope you enjoy this kind of review. Now, the first one was this one with the ominous city thingy going. Actually, I can also show full images so you can read through them if you forgot how the cards function. And yeah, if you look at the kingdom plot now in hindsight, the gains are really, really low. The only way to gain cards are cities later on and mint, which gained us a fair share of platinum. And yeah, we had chances of winning that one. I think also they didn't have the greatest shuffles, but yeah, for the last shuffle, I didn't have the greatest shuffle. Not managing to, I think, even pick up province. I don't remember properly. I have to rewatch. And thus, yeah, really closely giving it out of hand. We started to province dance. And I think that might also be the title of the video. I will do the cutting at a later time or another day. But yeah, this one was very, very interesting. And yeah, the cities, I mean, the one pile might have emptied, but if you didn't really push for it with like aggressive minting of gondolas and ratzing out somehow, then the cities had no chance to empty. Oh, and I think, yeah, something got messed up because the sewers had contained semicolon. Yeah, I remembered that the sewers were in there. And yeah, I don't know. Well played by Saltroza. Maybe we didn't like the going for rats there wasn't the correct way, but it did feel quite powerful at the end. And yeah, I don't know what was the score and how many turns. 18.5 turns. I mean, it was rather long, and it was longer than it might have needed to be, just because we also both um, dance around the provinces. Anyways, next one. The next one, there I was first player, and there I hit 6 earlier on than they did. I'm sorry for the picture. In this crazy Captain Kingdom with Way of the Scroll. And yeah, I think I'm really, really happy with how I played this. There was this rules question that came up with the new duration errata where we both didn't know. And yeah, then I just got ahead with more captains, more throne room, more squirrel, and that was it. Especially with Inventor being around, Galleria being around. I liked the pile out. I also like. I think I remember a play where I triggered a shuffle with Sea Trade with lots of good cards in it. Yeah, overall, nice one. All right, going back to this picture. For this one, I felt behind for lots of the game, even though as Saltrosa had this awful opening potion and then only pairing it up with 2 money. So I think even though that was the case, I do believe that the Marauder was a mistake. Maybe it should have been a Caravan. I still dislike the Alchemist overall, I think, just going for Caravan draw early on. But yeah, the panic dynamic, as we may call it, was really fun to play with. When once it activated, they got their deck cleaner a little sooner than I did. Yeah, the sewers mine trashing attempts were also fun. And yeah, I felt like I had no chance to win this. And then somehow there was this panic fueled pile out with the ruins. And I managed to snatch it away from them because I think they had the much better deck with better displaced stuff. I also displaced my displace. I kind of was forced to, but maybe also that was a mistake. Should have just displaced the idol or whatever. Weird one, and I'm very happy I got to snatch it away. And that leads us to the next one to discuss. Yeah, here, this one was the other Way of the Squirrel Kingdom with Cathedral, where I was like, oh yeah, Cathedral and discard attack. There is no such thing in this kingdom, but of course, yeah, there was the pickaxe with maybe plus buy, yeah, with the boom, with the loot plus buy. Um, really accessible also, and I think what went wrong there, I think we played it pretty similarly, and they got the sword, which is bad enough, but then secondly, I only got figurehead as the first loot, and the thing is, the figurehead kind of saved me out of the pickle of the sword, but still it was a loot that I only saw every other turn with no plus buy, and thus I didn't have the plus buy, the monies to ramp up my payload just as quickly as they did, and also I needed to make sure to get some slays and hostelries in to keep the draw up and somehow try to prevail against their lead. But yeah, to no avail. They just played this one really, really well and closed it out in a very professional way. Yeah, well played there. And that one I also didn't feel super comfortable. I think the main difference in the end game was that I went for loads of those raises and I had a more monolithic deck with more messengers, while they had like 2 flag bearers, they had four messengers, and yeah, but who am I kidding? I think this was really close and could have gone either way. I needed to leave the provinces at one point, and that meant that yeah, with just some somewhat better draws on their last turn they could have won as well. This was game, I don't remember, which game was this? This was already game 5, where I was second player. So yeah, I still, yeah, I don't know how this happened in the end. And the duchy dancing was also a bit awkward. I maybe should have gone for the province when I could have that turn, because that wouldn't have allowed them, or would have not allowed them to pick up province duchy, which put me very far behind in points. And then essentially this miracle 2 turns needed to happen for me to come back. But they did happen, and I found those 5 messengers and the snowy village in last hand and managed to sneak away. Yeah, really interesting dynamics also with how much first mate payload can actually handle in a game with Cathedral. Think, yeah, also a mistake of them maybe was that they let me keep my flag bearer. Maybe, yeah, if they had gone for some raises, they could have trashed theirs more easily and gotten back the flag, because even though having a first mate in your opening hand, you draw 1 fewer card, you have more chances of finding that first mate in the first place. And they also I remember they did have that awful turn when they had the Sky's Gift come in and they didn't find the first mate in their opening hand. And yeah, that probably was the turning point, or that was the point that allowed me to even have any chances at winning this. So yeah. Anyways, that's Dominion for you. Stuff like this can happen. It's unfortunate that is because they had more first mates than I did, and were, I think, pretty favored overall in that match all the way throughout. But yeah, coming to the last one, also there, I disliked some of my decisions in the middle, in between. Like the opening, I still, I don't know about the Sentinel stuff. Maybe just going for Cathedral early on and then pick up a 5 cost, not gun for this Crossroads tea house draw early on, but rather go for, I don't know, Highwayman and then that into tea houses and Crossroads would have been better. I think as soon as the biding time was online, I played it slightly better in a sense that I had retained my estates and thus this very amazing Crossroads draw coming up. I like adding the Bandit. Them triggering the searches was probably also a mistake, or them going for the searches in general as payload, because there are many great other payload options here, and my Astrolabe plus buy stuff was online just a tad faster. But yeah, I still think this was anyone's game. The draw was just insane with Monkey and Highwayman. Yeah, maybe their Cursed Village should have been a tea house. I mean, they did have a few terminals in Search, Monkey, Highwayman they wanted to play, but you can play those off of a single Crossroads. And thus, yeah, you didn't really need the plus actions. The Cursed Village wasn't going to draw you anything. Really fun one. And it wasn't even that fast, like 13 and a half turns. It felt faster turns-wise, but was still nice. Anyways, I think that wraps up the match, and I will show you this match, or will upload these videos in a few days from now. So this will probably look back at myself and think about my decisions a little more thoroughly, but yeah, really nice one. And I will try to catch you in the fabled next one.